Get ready, start. These 18 appeals have been filed by 6 persons, some of whom were partners in a firm called the Lalit Silk Throwing Factory, some in another firm called the Srinivas Textiles, and some in both these firms. Stop. The appeals brought up to this court under certificate granted by the High Court of Mysore are against the judgment of the High Court dismissing 18 writ petitions by these 6 appellants praying for quashing notices issued by the income tax officer Bangalore purporting to be under section 155 of the Income Tax Act number 43 of 1961, proposing to rectify the assessments of the appellants in respect of the assessment years 1958, 59, 1959, 60 and 1960, 61. Stop. Thus, the notices challenged are 3 notices for each of these assessment years in respect of each of the 6 appellants, so that there were 18 petitions before the High Court. Stop. The High Court decided all the petitions by a common judgment, and consequently, in these appeals, all of them are being dealt with together. Stop. Para. During all these 3 assessment years 1958, 59, 1959, 60 and 1960, 61, both the firms filed returns declaring themselves to be registered firms and also presented applications for registration of the firms under section 26A of the Income Tax Act number 11 of 1922. Stop. The Income Tax Office refused registration of the firms and assessed the income of the firms, treating them as unregistered. Stop. The assessments of these 6 appellants were also made so that their incomes from the 2 firms were included in their individual assessments as if they had received the income in the capacity of partners in unregistered firms. Stop. The firms went up in appeal against the order of the income tax officer refusing registration. Stop. These appeals were allowed by the appellate assistant commissioner by an order dated 26th November 1966 in respect of the Lalit Silk Throwing Factory, and 14th December 1966 in respect of Srinivas Textiles. Stop. The income tax officer, in pursuance of the appellate order of the assistant commissioner, passed a consolidated order revising the assessments of the firms for all these years on the basis that they were registered firms, and also apportioned the income of the firms between these 6 partners. Stop. Subsequently, the notices impugned in these petitions were issued on 19th January 1967, whereby the income tax officer proposed to rectify the individual assessments of the 6 appellants in respect of each of the 3 years of assessment under section 155 of the Act of 1961. Stop. The appellants in the writ petitions challenged the validity of these notices, but the High Court dismissed the writ petitions, and consequently the appellants have come up in these appeals before us. Stop. It was conceded before the High Court on behalf of the income tax officer that proceedings for rectification of the assessments of the appellants could not be taken under section 155 of the Act of 1961, because admittedly the rectifications related to assessments of tax for assessment years when the Act of 1922 was applicable, so that proceedings could only be taken under section 35(5) of the Act of 1922 in view of the provisions of section 297 2A of the Act of 1961. Stop. Before us, learned counsel for the appellants urged that proceedings for rectification under section 35(5) of the Act of 1922 cannot be held to be proceedings for assessment within the meaning of that expression used in section 297 2A of the Act of 1961, so that under that provision of law the Act of 1922 could not be resorted to by the income tax officer in order to rectify the assessments of the appellants. Stop.